Style over substance. This seems like a thing that Trigger is known for, and it definitely rings true for the new movie directed by the guy who directed Kill la Kill and Little Witch Academia, Hiroyuki Imaishi. So Promare is about a guy who's a part of a firefighting crew who have to stop these beings known as the Burnish. They're people who have special fire powers, but as the movie progresses, the main character realizes that the Burnish are so much more than just enemies. Okay, I'm gonna be 100% honest and say it's a pretty cookie cutter plot. I was watching the movie, and up until a certain point, I was groaning and rolling my eyes. The movie becomes really self-aware later on, and then you're like, oh, so they know that the story isn't the greatest. The story isn't all bad though. The main character named Gallo is kinda just a firefighter with the basic knowledge of a firefighter, but then lots gets revealed later on about corruption and deception, but you could probably guess the plot as you're watching. Since the movie becomes so self-aware, it doesn't mind being so over the top like most Trigger or Gainax works. The only difference with this movie is that it's super over the top and hype, but lacking in character. I've already mentioned that the story isn't that good, but the characters aren't that interesting either. Sure, they have their own quirks and such, but we don't really learn much about them other than what the other characters say. Literally, there are other parts where characters talk about other characters, like, that guy saved a kid and after that he became famous and powerful. Or characters mentioning how other characters are honest and kind on the inside, where we could just see this stuff, but they don't bother showing it on the screen that much. Our main character is literally Kamina from Gurren Lagann, but worse. His character is devolved into 6 words. Whatever lights his burning firefighter soul! He's one of those characters who's dumb, but sticks to ideals so he never falters from challenges. He's loudmouthed and a good fighter, but that's it for him. The opposite of him is the head Burnish, Leo Fotia of Mad Burnish. Yes, that's actually the name of the squad. He's the leader of a squad responsible for burning things because Burnish can't live normally because of their strong desire to burn things. This is obviously wrong, but they make sure not to kill anyone without a purpose, and that's kind of interesting. Later on, they talk about how the Burnish are just people who get discriminated against. Like in this universe, Burnish are the minority group that people are afraid of, so people are racist against them. That could have been pretty interesting to see more of. It could have been like Zootopia, how they talk about predator versus prey and make it like a civil rights examination disguised as a fun kids movie. If you haven't seen Zootopia, by the way, you should check it out. The other characters, you can just forget about, because they aren't interesting, except the governor guy. They actually talk about his past, which is pretty interesting. Now the story and the characters aren't the best, but this movie shines visually and musically. There was an interview after the movie and all they talked about were the visuals and the music. They knew that the story was bad. The visuals look so unique. It mixed 2D and 3D to a level I've never seen used this well before. Now, I've always been a big fan of Trigger character designs because they look like characters from older animes, but with a modern twist. This movie's designs look pretty cool, besides Gallo. He looks too much like Kamina and it bothers me personally. It seems like Trigger takes a lot of inspiration from other works. The music was done none other by Hiroyuki Sawano. I'm sure if you watch popular animes, this name might seem familiar to you. He's done the soundtrack for a lot of Trigger works like Kill la Kill, he did stuff for Attack on Titan, Seraph of the End, Guilty Crown, and so many more. His soundtrack gets you so hyped for the movie. One of the staff members said it best in the interview. His music has the same weight as the visuals. In some cases, it elevates the visuals and the scene's intensity in general. That's all you need for a movie that's so over the top. You enjoy it because of how fun it is, and it's super fun to watch. It's not a dull movie, just a lot of hype and intensity. This is definitely not Trigger's best work, but it is a good movie. It was funny, super hype, and just a fun time. Now if you like this movie, you'll definitely love Kill la Kill or Gurren Lagann as well. Both are also super hype works made by Trigger and Gainax, but with better stories and great characters that actually change throughout the show. Now TV shows are always better with character development and world building, but that doesn't excuse Promare. Movies can have great character development and world building as well, but this movie just didn't have that. Sure, it was fun and hype, but if there were at least some good characters, I think this movie could have been way better. All in all, it's a pretty fun time where the story and characters aren't that great, but they make up with it with its visuals, music, and its over-the-top charm. If you like this video, like, subscribe, whatever. Follow the socials if you want. Oh, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you won't miss out on new videos. See you in the next video.